Hello, hello, hello. I know, it's a little late in the month for the color pink, but you know what? I love pink. Okay, I love to be the contrarian and probably get the best compliments on this suit right here. So I thought I'd dress up for you just to finish off the month of love. We know that love is not a holiday, okay, but it is every day, and it's woven throughout what you do. It's why patients love you. It's why you have, more than you can handle. Okay? It's why everything in life goes your way. Because it's coming from a place of authenticity, okay, of genuine care. That's a positive word versus concern, different word. And of course, love. So today, I want to talk a little bit about what exactly does this mean? If you want to get your patients to love you, we wanted to do it more with just their feelings. We want them to do it with their money. But that first begins with really the origin of all things. And an ability for people to feel some love, they have to be in a place in their life in which they can feel vulnerable, safe, and secure. And so the magic word of all the words, you would say, is always about trust. Okay? It is why we call it the triangles. It's also why we begin by learning more about people. Trust is built through what? Remember, asking questions, listening, learning about someone, and then expressing empathy. Okay, all of those things lead to a sense, but actually you would say a reality, but a sense of trust. And when you have trust of a patient, moldable clay in your hands, you now have the power to make an impact because you have the ability to be influential. And that's what all of this is about. Okay? So I want you to remember that love is woven through everything you do. Now the question becomes, how so? So we have a little point right here. It's a few weeks outdated. He said, will you be my Valentine? Well, here's the deal. That's the wrong question, okay? Just like we say, patient, will you trust me? Okay, you know that old expression, if somebody has to ask for your trust, boy, you better watch out for them. We don't ask, we earn. Okay, and how do we earn it? Because we act as if we already have it. Okay, the way that you receive that Valentine, okay, every day in your life, your significant other, your children, your family, your friends, your team members, and of course the patients. It's very simple. You act as if. You begin with the end in mind. You golden rule this baby. All right? That's what you do. So really the question today is, at every point in our patient experience, in everything in our practice DNA, in all the things that we do, is it moving people up in their trust or down in their trust? Okay, up in the love factors or down? Okay? This is what it is. And you have to take a very authoritative position. You have to be, as we say, that tough but loving parent. This is not about pandering. Nobody has respect for people who just pacify and pander. There's no such thing as the patient is always right, and that's why they love us so. No. Wrong answer. This is all about outcome-driven success. This is about proof of concept results. This is about, are we elevating up the quality of life for this person? And that's what we're here to do. So, the bottom line is, I want today to provide you with three I would say more powerful words, emotions, feelings, actions. We all grew up with the idea of love as a verb, and that's true. So how can you be loving? Well, let me just tell you, there are three greater words than this that will lead you to a more loving life. And the first one, of course, is just simply more praise. More praise, more positivity, okay, more showering people with words of affirmation. That's the act of loving, is the act of praising. Next, appreciation. Now, appreciation is sort of these tied together, but there's difference. I can praise you, about thank you so much for coming here today, taking initiative out of your life's busy schedule and showing up for us. By doing that, you're showing up for you. I just want to congratulate you for being a person who takes personal responsibility on your health. Okay? Appreciation. Hey, thank you so much for trusting us here with your care. We just really appreciate you giving us this opportunity. Okay? Praise and appreciate. Now remember, you study what we stand for. Every point of contact, phone, material, front door, intake, check-in, check-out, hygiene, doctor, specialty, TMJ, ortho, surgery, perio, it doesn't matter. With every single visit, that's in a point of engagement with the patient, we always start with praise and appreciation. Every phone call, every interaction. You must build this in and commit to it to where it's habit, muscle memory, praise and appreciate. And then above all else, okay, the greatest force for good on earth is gratitude. Now, gratitude is where praise is all over them, appreciation is the bridge between, gratitude is deep inside. You understand? Praise is them, appreciation in between, gratitude inside. That's why the greatest force for good is the genuine authenticity of the feeling of gratitude. Let's start with gratitude for you. Let's start with, of course, gratitude for your spiritual religious beliefs about God and the opportunity. Breathing, okay, waking up. Yeah, but more importantly, beyond, okay, that seems like a basic, essential piece of life. We have gratitude for where we are right now, for this team and this daytime family. We have gratitude for your great doctor and leader. We have gratitude for the patients giving you purpose and a profession. Because without them, this doesn't matter. So gratitude, it's the critical piece. And I'll tell you why. Because you cannot feel genuine, authentic love. You cannot praise with integrity. You cannot appreciate with any level of character if you don't have the seeds of gratitude growing in you. Active, proclaimed, expressive gratitude. That's the key. So how to be more loving, how to build more trust, earn, and act as if, it really is these three things. So I would say to you, wash up your culture, clean up your standards, okay? Right the ship of your attitude, and double down on being a person of praise, being a person of appreciation, being a person of gratitude. And you will verb this wonderful power word of love out, okay, by these actions. Finally, I want to shift and say very specifically to the pink in me, okay, to the person in you, if you want to have patients love you, it's a simple deal. In dentistry, we are ingrained to follow protocol, to be clinical, by nature, to be very, checklist, and this very terrible word, which we hate so much, we have transactional, and there's so many ways that I can explain this, but it's a simple deal. If everybody in the room right now thinks about how you operate, how you answer the phone, how you check insurance, how you welcome a patient, how you go through the records, how you execute procedures, how you do hygiene, how you deliver a case, how you do follow-ups, how you do anything, post-ops, okay, if chart notes, anything. Okay, it's all very transactional. And there's nobody who can deny this. It's all very transactional. So you cannot be status quo, mediocre, complacent. You cannot be average and not let transaction get the best of you. You are operating transactionally, and if you do not deliberately, with powerful intentionality, if you don't wrap that baby up in a relational approach, it will come across with your patients as herky-jerky, okay, as sterile and not real, even friendly, okay, at best a fake and facade, to this thing we call relationships. If it's about people and it's about relationships, you have to understand that usurps all things. That requires inside of you, okay, number one, presence. To pay attention, right, to where we are. Presence. It requires, number two, pace. Okay? That we're not rushing. Okay? It requires, number three, attention. With an A. Attention. That's what it is. Presence, pace, attention. I should have thought of another P. Okay? And ultimately, all those things come together, okay, requiring you to exude and stimulate and be the catalyst for a feeling of energy, an enthusiastic, positive, warm and loving feeling of energy, because this is an energetic thing. We know the great Maya Angelou quote that says that people won't remember what you did or said, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And we have to embrace that. The feeling of this is what matters most. So I just want to say, how do we create a greater relationship-based experience? The first is it has to be high touch. Okay? High touch in communication, in contact, in eyes, okay, in visibility and all that. But high touch. Secondly, it has to be, a positive. It has to be proactive in communication actually. So in the way you communicate, that is what your body language, so nonverbal but also verbal, in written material and text and video, in phone calls and obviously in person, the communication has to be off the charts, positive and proactive. And then we have to have sort of that wow, that surprise, that unexpected, right? The wow, surprise, that unexpected. And then, finally, it's very simple. Alignment in what we say and what we do. We call this follow through. Follow through. Follow through to appointments. Follow through to, the triangles of trust. Follow through to whatever you're doing with, treatment plans, collections, closing out cases, getting reviews, testimonies. If you said something, you do something. All that. And here's the key. You know where we start? The patients, of course, that's wonderful. We start with each other. We start with yourself. You got to have a great loving relationship with you, right? In order to have a great relationship lovingly with others, and then with the mission as a whole. So I want you to think in your patient experience, in your team culture, in your entire practice dynamic, in your modus operandi for your life principles. High touch, positive, proactive communication, wow, surprise, unexpected, that's above and beyond, okay? And then we have to have, okay, alignment between what we say and what we do, what we stand for and what we deliver, okay? What we believe in and how we execute. That's all about follow through, or the first agreement of the four called being impeccable with your word. And the last agreement, bookending the whole deal, called always do your best. Those things happen to build relationships. That is what intentionality is all about. But intentions are great, but it's actions that really make the difference. I hope today has helped you not just get more, but be a better Valentine to those you love and all those in your world, your sphere of influence, okay, your ecosystem of life. I want to thank you so much. Just remember, those power words and the seeds of all good and greatness begin with gratitude inside of you.